Okay, Wikipedia is my friend. This is what they say about intelligence. Intelligence has been defined in many different ways, including but not limited to abstract thought, understanding, self-awareness, communication, reasoning, learning, having emotional knowledge, retaining, planning, and problem solving. Now, I'm happy to add those criteria to the criteria that you added. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select a few of them and argue why I believe that antinatalists tend towards above average levels of intelligence. Um, First of all, I'm going to discuss abstract thought. Now, in order to come to the conclusion that sentience is malignantly useless, you have to kind of divorce your current sentience from yourself and reason in an abstract manner in which your sentience is not in effect there. Now you can do this in a multiple of ways, such as envisaging you are dead. So let me try this technique. I think evolution by natural selection has, in a sense, put shackles on our minds that prevents our thought processes from thinking in this particular way. And I think that it requires above average levels of intelligence to kind of shake those shackles and see yourself from outside of yourself, as it were. Most people don't seem to be able to do this because their minds are so shackled by just taking it as a what's the word? Um, Taking it as a priori fact that anything that they assess necessitates the presence of their sentience, whereas I have the ability to see myself through my own eyes and also through the eyes of someone else who is looking at my corpse and noticing that there is no deprivation or suffering when I die. Sentience manifests, but it takes intelligence, it takes a problem-solving skill, i.e. actually identifying and recognizing an intractable problem when you see it, to understand that this rests, this view that we can create a planet in which things are just so much better, or even significantly better. This relies on wishful thinking, because technology is a two-edged sword. Once is my argument that once technology reaches a certain threshold, you will not be able to contain it, you will not be able to control it, you will not be able to keep its destructive properties out of the hands of terrorists, rogue states, criminals, and human nature is a result of genetic mutation, evolution by natural selection. There's no reason at all to believe that this technology will not be used in a malicious, sadistic manner. And so therefore, the idea that increasing our technology is going to lead to some kind of utopia is a delusion. It's a delusion produced by a mind that has been shaped by evolution by natural selection, which molds minds that have a propensity to anticipate future events in a way that belies the optimism bias, which is a phenomenon that has been heavily documented, and it makes sense that evolution by natural selection has created um, Homo sapiens who suffer from this delusion, because if if you do not view um, mankind's history in a kind of narrative in which events get better and better and better, then it's difficult to see the value in just struggling and striving and just hitting hardship after hardship. Okay, this is just a downright straw man. The idea that any antinatalist would think, or an antinatalist by default thinks that everyone else who doesn't subscribe to antinatalism is an idiot. As I just argued earlier in the video, um, intelligence does not automatically and obviously direct what the goals of any given organism should be. Um, if the goal of an organism is to deceive itself and to delude itself, then there are ingenious ways in which the intellect can create rationalizations to justify perpetuating the human species. And in a sense, that they are demonstrating their intelligence by being able to formulate all these elaborate and subtle rationalizations, which vary in subtlety and nuance depending on how intelligent the pronatalist is. I mean, it's like theists. There are some extremely intelligent theists out there. I mean, they're obviously completely deluded and irrational and illogical, but despite that, you can see in other ways that they are intelligent in the way that they are able to pick points and manipulate them um, and rearrange ideas and arguments and meanings of words in order to suit their agenda. I mean, that requires intelligence, and all I would argue is there is a tendency for antinatalists, for the reasons and others that I haven't discussed, to have above average levels of intelligence.